There. Hello. It is I, Gregory. We are going to play part 3 today of Vampyr. The server looks to be having a community meeting here in a few, and it's subsequently dead. So we're back with this. We might transition later tonight. Might do just that. But in the meantime, we're going to be a vampire. I'm enjoying the hell out of this game. I hope you're doing the same. Let's get into it. Stand by on that, sir. Just one moment. I'm back, alright. This was supposed to happen a lot sooner, but my power was out today. So I was forced to do other human things, and it was weird. It was not at all welcome. Nice. What up, Doc? Warning letter. Note to Dr. Swander.
Evening, Edgar. Could I get your professional opinion?
Please speak, but I have something important to tell you.
This strain of flu, it's very different from the one I saw in Europe. It's downright peculiar.
Really? What makes you say that?
I've just looked at the blood of one of our recently deceased.
I see. Do you have anything more to go on?
This disease spreads and looks like the Spanish flu, but its effects differ greatly. The London strain is different from the continental one.
This is very interesting. Did you find something else?
Yes. Unlike the flu, the infected begin to show an increase in outwardly aggressive behavior. More than simple agitation. Once docile people become violent.
You mean like rabies? Is there a chance we could create a vaccine, Jonathan, like Pasteur? By the stove, that would be smashing.
There's a lot we're not seeing here. But it is spreading, and quickly. If we don't act, the whole city could be lost.
But Jonathan, we've a fantastic opportunity sitting right here in front of us. A weapon of choice.
What on earth do you mean?
Why, you, my dear boy. With your expertise and your blood, we could isolate the properties that course through your veins. think about the possibilities.
But the risk of infection using vampire blood could compound the situation.
I know, but your blood now carries remarkable regenerative properties. With our minds and your blood, there's nothing we couldn't cure.
We'll discuss this more later. Thank you for your time.
No, thank you, Jonathan. But as I said, I needed to talk to you. I have some rather bad news.
Yes?
I'm afraid it's your sister.
My sister?
She's to be buried this evening at Whitechapel Cemetery. Your mother published the obituary this morning.
I see.
I'm sorry, Jonathan. Please accept my condolences.
Well, that stings. I'm the reason she's dead. This is gonna be an awkward, if not dreadful, funeral. Yeah, Swansea doesn't seem very Hippocratic oathy, does he? I mean, he wants to help heal people, but in a way that is not productive.
Good evening, Miss Hutt.
I need blood, Doc.
I'll leave you. I never thought I would have to attend my murdered sister's funeral. Mary, I can't forgive myself. I'll find the truth about what happened to us. I swear.
Well, we know what happened to her, Bob. No offense. Critical status, not good. Also, hi, Cuddles. That's not good. Yes, this place looks rather desolate. I think out of all the abilities in this game, this little warp is my favorite. I have no idea on that one, Cuddles. I seem to have discovered some kind of safer back route. Though I think it may have just... oh.
It's locked.
Warp through it, buddy. Well, so much for that back route.
Dear sister, I don't know if I have the strength.
Are you shitting me?
Somebody help! What do you want? Somebody help!
Ma'am?
Are you all right, miss?
I don't know. Who were those people? They wanted to kill me. Why?
They've lost their minds in the epidemic. They won't come back for now.
You seem to know a lot about them, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm investigating this disease.
I am Xiaoxun. Thank you so much for helping me, Mr. Reed.
Doctor.
I must go to the cemetery now. Goodbye.
Okay. You sure?
Carnage. Is Father Whitaker's disciple among the bodies, I wonder? This man's far too old to be Samuel. No. By the look of his clothes, this man's a docker. Samuel isn't here. I had better follow the blood trail.
As lengthy as it is. Leading back out of the cemetery. Oh boy. Found Samuel.
As I feared. Samuel no longer preaches the good word.
Ow. Oh, that was his... Okay, I remember now. That father said he sent Samuel in to, basically preach. Or do something of the matter. And we just found them. I don't like that one bit. Sheesh. Getting really tired of all that. Oh, new hideout. Good game, everyone. I'll get these people helped out. Just need to look at them. One fatigue. One migraine. Anemia. Fatigue, migraine, anemia times 2. A cold. Headache. Fatigue. 2 fatigue, 2 anemia, migraine, headache. No reason to sleep. Huh. Oh yeah, I just made note of all of those things I needed to make and then proceeded to make none of them. Classic Craig. What are you doing? Damn, I don't like those things. See if there's still rats hiding out over here.
I have this thirst for blood. I can't believe I'm doing this. This is despicable. Since I can't reveal myself to my mother now, I must find a discreet spot to attend the ceremony.
I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. And whosoever liveth and believeth in me shall never die. We commend unto thy hands of mercy, most merciful Father, the soul of our sister departed, and we commit her body to the ground. Earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Why kill my Mary and stick her here in this cold, god-awful place?
These are the legal requirements for the epidemic, madam.
Oh, Avery, I feel so tired. Please take me home.
Yes, madam.
Oh, Mary. could only change one thing. One thing. This is a nightmare.
Jonathan, there is nothing you can do but accept it.
What brings you here?
I thought you could use the company. I am so sorry for your loss, Jonathan.
She was a good person. Vibrant, full of life. She was kindness incarnate, my Mary.
You're a good person, Jonathan. And a young Ekon. A newborn cast into the night without so much as a candle to guide your way.
She had been scouring the most dangerous parts of London in search of me. And it led to her death.
Jonathan, don't.
I still hear her last thoughts. They echo in my head.
Thanks,
Her
Rob.
mind shattered. And
Thank you very much.
it haunts me.
Jonathan, stop. Listen carefully. You must come to terms with this. You must learn to live with what happened.
I'm learning. Every night is a new lesson. What I am, what I must do to survive. But my sister, she shouldn't have suffered because of my weakness.
Don't you see? You're doing the work of our enemies, feeding your remorse. We are weakest when we grieve, and the guilt blurs our senses.
And so this is why you're here. To warn me. You've felt this pain yourself. You too have endured this.
I don't want to lose you, Jonathan. I've lost so many friends. Loved ones I cherished. Pray for Mary's forgiveness, if you must.
Thank you, my lady. I will.
Good. But be careful. If I found you here, others may too.
What should I do then?
St. Mary's Church is not far from here. Go there and make your peace. Find the solace you need.
My lady wants me to confess.
No, Jonathan. It's you who wants to confess, I think.
That's hardly good, is it? Hey, another hideout. Finding a lot of these. Might as well use it for the shortcut it is.
And off to church he goes. A newborn seeking divine consent to lick the blood from the soft and pointy crown.
Who are you? Make yourself known.
Newborn, you reek of guilt and pointless compassion. Shed your skin. Forget your old, weaker self.
What do you want from me?
Oh dear.
Ascalon does not approve of lone wolves who bring unwanted eyes to our pastures.
So your name is Ascalon?
Ascalon's will is vampire law. Learn them, abide by them, or I shall return as your judge and jury.
Doesn't look like...
These immortals try my patience with their plans and unsolicited counsel.
God damn you.
This man stunned me with his faith. His crucifix. This is not good news.
I need blood.
Hello again, miss. Tell me about Richard Nethercott. I understand he is quite fond of you, Camellia.
She might literally be a mute, and I might literally just be wasting my time.
Very well.
Tell me. Very well. Nothing.
Yes? What is it that you want?
I'm sorry to disturb you at such a late hour.
No worries, my son. I'm still quite awake, having just returned from a funeral.
Yes, I know. I've forgotten what I wanted. I don't know.
May I help you, child? You seem somewhat perturbed.
I haven't the strength to cross the threshold. I wish to pray, to cleanse my soul.
The church is shut. by order of the bishop. But I'm still the vicar of St. Mary's, if that is any use to you, my son.
You seem to me a good soul, Vicar. But this is a personal matter.
There are no secrets from God, my son. If your heart needs comfort, consider me your chapel. For I can be as silent as stone.
I've words for one departed. They're not for living ears to hear.
Your eyes burn with rage, yet I see the pain that lies beyond. I am here to lighten the burden of all God's creatures. Whatever you tell me is between us and the Lord.
Very well, priest. As you seem quite adamant.
Open your heart, my son. Tell me what burdens you. With whom do you wish to speak?
Just know, I cared for her.
You seem so troubled by the loss of this girl. What happened to her?
She was murdered.
I see. And how are you feeling, my son?
I feel responsible. The pain is consuming me.
I have a final question for you, my son. This is of the utmost importance.
Ask your question, Vicar.
What would you like her to know?
I'm so sorry, man.
You have been hurt.
Oh, well.
Whatever happened on this dock is between my sister and I. It does not concern God at all.
Ah, yes, Mr. Clayton.
Good evening, Doctor. Can I help
I
you?
have a cure for what ails you.
Do you need assistance?
That would be nice of you, Doctor. Who knows what I may have caught during my investigation.
If you persist in investigating the most pox-ridden boroughs of London, you must accept the risks.
Thank you, sir.
Have you any news of
It appears the dispensary is now a major source of contagion in Whitechapel. Someone should do something about it, but no one cares.
Goodbye.
Unable to see the truth.
Good evening, Mr. Whitaker.
It's Father Whitaker, my son. So, are you still lost in your rational delusions?
I have found Samuel, your disciple. I am afraid I have bad news.
I already expected the worst. He should already have come back. He is dead, isn't he?
Yes, he is now. The epidemic took him.
Samuel steadily made donations to our cause. He would have rewarded you himself if you'd found me in that awful cemetery. Please accept this money.
Why did you send Samuel to the cemetery, Tobias? What did you see there?
I sent him on a vision. A dream of a dreadful and laughing queen covered with blood, sleeping with the dead and feeding on the fear of the dying.
A laughing queen dressed in blood. Tell me more.
This epidemic is her feast, the announcement of her return. Against her, science is no more than a child's toy.
But who is she?
She is the mother of harlots and abomination of the earth. She is Babylon, drunk on the blood of the saints.
Your disciple, Samuel, stole from the dead in Stonebridge Cemetery. I have proof of his crime and proof of his death.
No! Samuel was the best of us. So devoted, so zealous. He gave all he had for the cause. He tirelessly preached the good word.
He defiled the dead with his petty thefts. That's how he financed your misguided crusade.
Think what you will. When this city is saved, he will be praised for his devoted fortitude. He walked boldly into the mouth of abomination.
Your precious Samuel used you. He was an immoral crook.
If that's true, then he will be my burden to bear during this endless night.
Tobias Whitaker, confess why you burnt those people alive.
I have done what no one was ready to do. I will smite the flesh of the unclean to protect the righteous.
You are just another heartless murderer, exploiting the epidemic to kill with impunity.
No! No. The only way to contain the spread is to strike at the source itself. The proliferating sick.
You're not the savior of London. You're just a glorified sadist.
I take no pleasure in this awful cleansing, Dr. Reed. I am only driven by the thousands of innocents I save each night.
What? You... Good evening.
It's fun.
Have you...
If you propagate the death... Or...
What...
Smells like rotten meat. One near, I know it. Got one! Want some of that?
I needed blood, thanks. Oh my fuck. Another one.
This could be the box Lewis thought he lost. There's a letter inside. A love letter from Joe Peterson's wife, addressed to Barrett Lewis. Who should I give it to, I wonder? These men, they're a company of professional vampire hunters.
Just learned a shit ton about people because I forgot to read all of those.
Look the other way this week, Joe. Come on, we can sort it out, right? It's not my call, but... You pay one way or another. Please, Joe. How long have we known each other? Fancy buying something?
You never lose your... I found this box in an abandoned building nearby. I believe it belongs to you.
Let's have a look. Yeah, this is mine. So, you faced those loons that roam around there. Extraordinary.
I suppose I was lucky.
Luck is a commodity round here. Yours should be properly rewarded.
About this package, it's not just tools and trinkets, is it?
I want to be rude or anything after your kind gesture, but it's none of your business.
Barrett, you had an affair with Joe's wife, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. She's the only woman I loved. My first regret is that she stayed with Joe after Harry was born. The second is I never shed a tear when she died.
Do you mean you're Harry's father?
No one will ever know for sure. And it's better that way. And I don't believe I'd have been all that bad as a dad.
Did you ever try talking to Joe?
Never. But I suspected he knew everything, even without knowing it. And he decided to make me pay in his own way.
What do you know of Harry Peterson? The boy seems so fragile. Not like his father at all.
Harry's a good boy, but he spends most of his time complaining. He's had it tough, all right, but he needs to grow a pair.
What troubles him exactly?
Well, despite being his father's son, almost everything, I think. He never wanted to come to Whitechapel in the first place. Hates this place more than most of us.
Goodbye for now.
You again? What do you want this time?
Harry doesn't seem happy living in Whitechapel. Why did you make him come here?
I've always put my son's interests above everything else, whatever he may think. Our house is small but affordable. The walls are thin, but the door is solid.
You really love your son, don't you, Mr. Peterson?
He's my pride and joy. Even if he hates me for the choices I make and pushes me buttons more than he should.
Do you have any regrets?
Only one. Not to have my beloved wife by my side. She died when Harry was little. My sweet Jane. She gave the boy confidence.
Since the criminal nature of your job means you could be arrested, are you not afraid of what would happen to your boy if you were?
No one will ever take my son away from me. If that ever occurred, I'd hunt the bastard down and rip off his head with my bare hands.
Have you recent news?
I saw her wandering the street.
Goodbye. I have this thirst for blood. This is despicable.
I believe I made a cure for your bronchitis.
Good evening, Mr. Petrescu. What are you doing here?
I could ask you the exact same question, Mr. Doctor. Now leave me alone.
Tell me.
I do.
You say.
Well,
Are you?
I don't. Everything was going well.
Maybe you should consider the bigger picture.
So you put an end to...
You seem to have a lot.
I heard you are a famous surgeon. Tell me, what did you do to Dorothea? She was so bright, so clever. Then you made her an empty shell.
I didn't use drugs or medical trickery, Mr. Petrescu. All I did was talk to Nurse Crane. I promise you.
But what happened to her then? After you left, she did not even recognize me. Then she got careless and sick, and I had to flee.
How do you feel, Mr. Petrescu? Do you need my help?
I would not even accept fresh water.
Yes, you do. Please, take this. You'll feel better.
I said I don't want anything. But I'll keep this for those who really need it.
I.e. himself.
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
When science failed you, this elixir will give you faith again.
I'm so sorry.
The Swanborough cordial can be the answer to all problem. As long
Those
as
are
you-
migraine. I can't help that though. Where's his son at? His son I can help. There he is.
How are you, boy?
I'm not your boy, all right? Now,
Do you need assistance?
please. Feeling tired these days.
There you go. Let's hope nobody steals it from you.
Very funny.
Have you heard any?
Never heard of her.
Goodbye.
He'll get better soon. What the hell's the point of this? Maybe that. Okay. But enough of that.
No rest for the wicked! Christ, he's dead! Oh, Christ!
We're floating because I'm a vampire. So vampires work, we float. What's this? They're kind of beefy. Might try and avoid them. Come to me. Well, I do like hideouts. Damn. 2,000 for that? Why so much? Helping folks all over. Oh, the father has gotten himself some fatigue. Look at that. What a shame. Oh, Barrett had fatigue? Oh no, he's gotten fatigue. Joe's fatigued. Richard's got the cold. Not good. Fatigue, 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 fatigue. Everyone's got fucking fatigue. Just make as much fatigue potions as I can. That should help.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Toodles. I've just gone somewhere that I didn't intend to go, I believe. Find out who's spying on Thelma. Reach a pharmacy. Neuralgia. Fatigue. Everyone in Whitechapel has fatigue. What we need to do is get everyone up to speed here. You're a blinker, aren't you? I answered my own question.
What happened? Who are you?
It's all right, sir. You're safe now.
Oh, a fellow Englishman. Thank you, sir. For a moment, I thought those bloody heathens had killed me.
What are you doing here? This place is not safe.
Yeah, it's a cesspool, but it's mine. I came to collect some overdue rent, but those who still live here have gone completely bonkers.
You're very lucky to be alive.
Yeah, filthy immigrants. Fucking savages, every one of them. And now with this bloody fever, they're just animals.
You can find safety of sorts in Whitechapel. If you're quick and cautious, you'll be able to avoid the savages.
Not worth me fucking up just yet.
This is Braille. I need someone who can read this.
Interesting. I have to get back to my hospital.
Remorse and pain are precious when binding you to the earth.
You. I remember you.
Fear be gone. I would harm no child of my making.
This is your doing. You made me this creature. What are you?
I am the land. You are our champion.
Riddles and rhymes. You took my life. Now you insult my mind.
Be stilled, my child. I bring understanding.
What is it you seek?
This age is sickly. An ancient poison, an older rage, brewed in a cauldron newly forged.
This has something to do with the epidemic.
Seek truth, my champion. Defeat the serpent of knowing with iron spur.
I've had enough of others making decisions for me, pretending to know how I should feel or behave. So the vampire who made me is some sort of disembodied entity? Or was he just projecting this vision in my mind? Good evening, Milton.
Good evening.
Do you need any medical help?
I'm afraid I do. Like everyone in this hospital. It's a sad state of affairs when even the hospital workers are worried about disease.
Our job brings us into contact with all kinds of infections, Milton. There's no shame in being ill while you're in a hospital.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor. I get the feeling you don't fall sick often. And thanks, anyway.
On the mend.
Goodbye. Good evening, sir.
So it is true.
The famous Dr. Reed has joined us. I can't think of any better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before, at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
It's more than enough. In any case, the personnel of a hospital are much more important to me than the building.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital?
Some are really good, and others are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
Tell me more about cherished people, then.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. A clever and cheerful woman.
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
Any opinion about the management?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve, but I must admit he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah, yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office now and again.
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should think about preserving your strength.
No. We must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are the last rampart before chaos. Once more, unto the breach.
Nurse Brannigan is worried about you, Doctor.
She should not have told you that. I will have a word with her.
You don't have to blame her for her honesty.
I'm not that kind of man, my dear Jonathan. Actually, Nurse Brannigan's opinion is the only one I may listen to.
Goodbye, Doctor.
Jonathan, my sincere
Oh, dear.
condolences for your loss.
Your kindness is much appreciated, my lady.
Is there anything you require?
I spied my mother at the funeral. Have you ever revealed yourself to a member of your family?
No, Jonathan. And I'd advise you even from thinking about it.
Are we then condemned to lie to those we love?
We are creatures of deception, my friend. But this is more for their sake than ours.
But what if I was close to someone and wished to tell them the truth?
Fear, loathing, disgust. And then they will plead to be turned. They will see it as salvation. Then there's the risk of gaining the attention of vampire hunters.
Are we condemned to attend the funerals of all we love?
Dying is the final act of life, Jonathan. Present company excluded. Accept it.
I don't know what to expect. Am I cursed to an eternity of solitude?
With time, we Ekon tend to go into isolation. If we survive long enough, that is.
As a practitioner of the medical sciences, I'm prepared for the death of loved ones. But mourning in the shadows, deprived of sharing one's grief.
We are no longer a part of the circle of life and death. We are undead, my friend, and so we are outcasts.
Goodbye, my lady. Until we meet again. Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Why does Dr. Tippett claim you're the main reason he keeps working, despite his fatigue?
If it wasn't for him, I probably would have left the Pembroke years ago.
Dr. Tippett does not think of you as just a nurse anymore, does he?
If you're suggesting he's not taking my gender into consideration when it comes to medical practice and knowledge, I really hope he doesn't.
Do you require medical assistance, nurse?
I will be fine, as soon as I can get some sleep.
Nurse, you won't be able to help people if you're sick. Take this, and do try to get some rest.
I'll try, Dr. Reed. Thank you.
What can you tell me about the recent events in the hospital?
That Mr. Hampton killed Miss Jones in her room, then ran away.
And did you see all this?
No. I was working by the tents when it all happened. I only entered the room when they asked me to clean up the blood.
Where is Miss Jones's body?
I don't know. I'd imagine the morgue. It all happened so quickly.
Did you see Sean Hampton leave the hospital?
I think I saw a silhouette exiting the hospital gates after the shouting started. At first I thought it was someone who was just scared, but... well, maybe it was him.
Don't worry, sir. You're gonna be all right. You'll help.
Goodbye, nurse. Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
Why do you...
I wasn't dis...
Tell me.
I went with a whore in Rouen.
Did you start the fire?
No. It's just that I...
Why love...
Come on. It's one...
Beauty is...
Says Mr...
Soldier, do you need assistance?
Not really.
As long as you remain...
Don't think you can...
Goodbye.
Damn. The pain.
I don't know who that is. A lot of folks fatigued.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor.
I'll leave...
You have the right to disapprove of our methods, and you will kindly apologize for looking into...
Damn it, I need to get over there. Something's happening.
Good evening, Miss.
Good evening, Doc.
Is there anything...
Really?
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
My sweet girl. Fail and survive. Reach me like
She just did something to him.
Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
Do you require medical attention as well, Mrs. Goswick?
Do you know you're the only one who's asked me this?
Despite what you think about this place.
Well, at least your reputation seems well deserved.
Goodbye, Miss.
Something definitely just occurred. We need to backtrack and figure out how to get there. In case it happens again.
what a bloody idiot.
Oh, we might just be able to go around the back of the tent. You fucking idiot.
Perhaps I should have considered the offer from that cat.
I'll remember that. Ah, yes, Waverly is still fatigued.
My sweet girl. Reads me like a book. I never could keep anything from her.
How can I be sure I'll not find your unconscious body in the house again?
I promise you, you'll not find my unconscious body.
For God's sake, how can you say such a thing?
How can you refuse to listen? I tried to warn you for so long.
No, I won't let my only son die. You promised me you'll stay alive.
Your son lied to you, like the whole world lies to us.
Self-inflicted? Probably.
I'm quite busy.
I don't care.
Do you need my assistance?
Don't be ridiculous.
Then you are lucky that I have taken the time to do so.
I wish this hospital could have received as...
Thank you for... Good evening, Mr. Goswick.
I'm okay.
Admit it, Mortimer. Your mother had you hospitalized here because you tried to kill yourself.
Yes, it's true.
All right, then. This is the first time we've really shared information about your case. Shall we call this progress?
Call it what you want, Dr. Reed.
You can trust me. I won't report you to the authorities. My one and only concern is your health.
I guess I should thank you then.
Can I help you in any way, Mr. Goswick?
I wrote a letter for my mother. She was supposed to read it after my death. But I suppose she doesn't have to read it now.
I see. And is this letter still near the place where you tried to take your own life?
Yes. And I don't want anyone reading my last words. I mean, I'm still here. If you bring me back that letter, then perhaps we'll talk.
I have to go now.
I'm all right. Don't waste your time with me.
Thelma Howcroft said she was being watched by vampire hunters.
The dead.
Where are they hiding?
Seem peaceful.
I should investigate.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Such a pleasure to see you again.
Do you need medical attention?
Well, the proximity of the dead is not the most healthy company, even if the quiet can be appreciated.
Don't take too many risks with your health, Mr. Chidana. None of us are immune to this disease.
And that is a good thing.
Goodbye. I cannot enter.
Court medical bench, sir. I understand you must be very angry about this unfair situation. I managed to arrange to have you buried in the same mass grave as your wife. I hope that might help.
You don't mind if I search your pockets, do you, sir? You won't need any of these anyway. I'm not stealing from you, mister. I'm only redistributing your belongings to people who need them more than you. You see, no one has claimed your body, sir, so it would be such a shame to bury you with your valuables. I will not forget you, sir, and I thank you for your generous donation.
Well, well. We'll be using this. An unknown event happened. That's interesting. Then I guess we'll check those out.
Tomorrow, more bodies will...
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Such a pleasure to see you again.
How dare you steal from the dead, Rakesh? Is that what your pawnbrokers is really about?
These people are dead, sir. What they possessed could be useful for the living, and I'm sure they would agree if they could speak.
You should show respect for the dead. What about their loved ones who may treasure these items you sell?
The bodies I watch over are the unwanted and These
you should...
The bod...
Tell me the truth about your appointment as a medic during the war, Rakesh.
The regiment administration appointed me by mistake. I had to learn the job on the spot, sir. Very hard, sir, but I rose to the challenge.
Do you realize how many soldiers died because of that decision? You should have refused.
Yes, sir. I swear I did, sir. But no one listened. When the first wounded arrived, I had to do what I could.
It is an unbelievable story, Mr. Chidana.
It was a time beyond belief, Dr. Reed. But I'm happy not to deal with the wounded. I prefer caring for the dead now.
You can't impersonate a doctor. You can't improvise a medical education. People could die at your hands.
You're absolutely right, sir. But as a field surgeon, it was more like being a butcher.
Do you believe you have really helped these people?
My ratings were within the averages of the regiment. I saved lives, Dr. Reed. Does that not say enough about triage and war surgery?
Goodbye, Mr.
He never ceases to amaze me how you and lost at the same.
This is no place for a over there! It's on He's done for!
Son of a bitch. Did not sign up for all of that.
When science fails you,
This elixir will give you faith again. The Swanborough cordial can be the answer to...
Oh, fatigue. Neuralgia. Cold.
all your problems. As long as you have the money.
Dorothy Crane. Jesus. Oh, but I died. Fuck. That stings. Here, I thought I was on a warpath.
Answer to all your problems. As long as you have the money.
They're back. You've done enough hop skipping around. Yeah, well, because I defeated Dorothy Crane, it's no longer a thing. Treatment for headache, nice. A medical voucher again. Ah, Jade stopped streaming.
Step away, sir.
You look lost. That hurt. That is a fake or a bad animation. Bad animation.
He's mine! He ain't human! Elite! Elite! He's too fucking fast!
Whitechapel's on the verge of death. I gotta find these folks.
Christ, the legal. That's gonna hurt. Watch it! It's a killer!
Come on, Barrett, you know the game. You pay for peace of mind. You again?
Can I offer?
Keep your...
There is an aura. Goodbye.
I should never have... Fancy...
You never. Do you need to real? I don't
really.
Goodbye.
Not a lot we can do for the other folks anymore, so gotta do what we can.
Good evening, Harry. May I come in?
Sure. Sure. Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
So,
I'm not
have you any recent news?
Nobody dares to enter the dispensary.
Do you remember when Barrett Lewis was close to your family? To your mother?
Not really. I was too young. But I remember it was a happier time. Mr. Lewis was funny. He often had dinner with us.
Why are you sad, then?
Because it hurts to remember a time when my father used to laugh and smile. It hurts to realise he's as sad as me now.
How was he towards you?
He was nice, I guess. He never forgot my birthday. He always offered me books. I liked books.
Goodbye.
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
Yep.
Good evening, Mr. Whitaker.
It's Father Whitaker.
Don't you
Oh, look at that, I'm fresh out.
Very well. I have had...
And let your guard down, sir.
Just went up the wrong alley. Words. Alright, let's break down my other stuff. need more common handle parts.
For there is no...
Good evening, Mr. Whitaker.
It's fu...
Don't you? No doubt your faith will prevail, but let me give you some extra protection.
Blessed be your generosity, my...
I have had...
Don't call me your son, you're a piece of shit. Neuralgia, I have nothing for neuralgia. Do have things for colds. Early after Camilla. Is that a fighting asshole? Yeah, it is. There he is.
Good evening, Mr. Nithercott.
And good evening to you too, my good sir.
Have you...
Not at all.
Do you need...
It may be wise...
I understand your appetite for words and macabre beauty, sir. But you should be more careful.
The nutrition of my mind is more important than...
It is not.
I'll leave you alone.
Don't even know where he'd be.
Are you all right, Miss Shun?
My name is Xiao Shun. This is the proper way to address someone in my country.
I do apologize, Xiao Shun. Are you all right?
Yes, I am. This is the only place where I can find some kind of serenity. Some way to remember my dear Matthew.
Are you on your own? Do you have any friends or family who you could be with?
I have family and friends, but I need to be here alone. One day maybe I'll go back to them, but not now. I need silence, and I need sadness.
Sadness can be a terrible trap. It can entangle you and weaken your heart if you let it control your thoughts.
Thank you for your sincere words, Dr. Reed. I sense you trying to help me, even if I don't quite understand why.
Tell me how your husband died, Xiaoshun.
Matthew died of the Spanish flu, like so many others. It's a mundane cause of death these days, but for me it meant the end of the world.
At this time, there is so little medical science can do to defeat this terrible epidemic. I'm truly sorry.
The worst thing is not his death, even if it tears me apart. The worst is not to have seen it coming, to have lost him so quickly, even before realizing it.
Did he hide his condition from you?
Matthew was a smiling type, a happy sort. Everything that I am not. Did he laugh at his death to come, or did he not realize what was going to happen? I'll never know.
The Spanish flu may be the worst disease mankind has ever faced. Why are you blaming yourself?
You don't understand. I didn't know he was so sick. I didn't realize the gravity of his situation until it was too late.
As harsh as this sounds, we are all equally vulnerable to this awful disease. It can take the strongest man in just a couple of days.
I never said goodbye to Matthew. We never realized how bad it was. We laughed about it even. He always made me laugh. Now I don't have enough tears to shed.
You realize you can't stay here forever, don't you? Eventually you'll have to leave the cemetery.
Why? Why should I go? Since this is the only place I can find peace of mind.
But you're not dead. There is a difference between visiting the dead and staying with them.
You sound like you're no stranger to the pain I feel.
Let's just say, I too have a good reason to visit cemeteries at night.
Please accept my condolences for your loss then, Dr. Reed.
Are you a doctor yourself? Is this why you feel so guilty for not saving your sick husband?
No, I am not. But I still need to blame someone for Matthew's death. And who else, if not his wife, who did not see it coming?
I'm a physician, one of the best in the country. But I was unable to save my own sister, Mary. She died in my arms.
Why tell me this? Is it supposed to make me feel better?
No. But I felt I should share it with you, since she is buried here too.
May I ask what caused the death of your sister?
You could say she was also killed by a terrible disease. A disease I have sworn to fight and cure, no matter how long it takes.
Thank you for sharing that with me, Dr. Reed. Maybe it's time we start to rebuild our lives, you and I.
You should go home now.
I think you're right. Cemeteries are for the dead, for they need silence too. Thank you for your honesty and your wisdom, Dr. Reed.
Thank you for your company, Xiaoshun. Take care on the way home.
Maybe I'll see you again in Whitechapel. Goodbye for now.
Goodbye for now.
You know you can trust me. Why have you not spoken? To me.
Hello, sir. Sorry to disturb you at this hour. I'm a doctor inquiring about the epidemic. May I come in?
A doctor, you say? No, thank you.
All right. I shan't insist. Goodbye for now, sir.
Damn. Isn't that my sister's? I'm about 90% sure that's my sister's. Hey, thank you for the raid. What's the GTA pop like? Because I'm seeing everyone that was streaming it get off rather early in the night. Oh boy. That hurts. Ow.
Watch it! It's a killer! Eat this!
No. Just across this bridge. And an asshole. Very well.
Step away, sir. You're mine!
Not a whole lot. I was asking about the server. Is it dead again tonight? Because everyone that was streaming it, everyone that was streaming GTA stopped rather quickly. Well, not quickly, soon in the night. Decently until the meeting. The first 45 minutes I was non-stop call to call. Fuck that. What's the pop at right now? Also, did they cover anything worthy of note at the meeting? That's not good. Oh dear. Rogue skull, rogue skull, rogue skull. More rogue skulls. What dazzled one? He's very, he's just absolutely tickled pink, that one. Not anything you probably didn't know. Okay. Other than calling Rick a slag. No, I knew that. Drink your blood because I need to. I do it because it hurts you. I am the greatest.
Hey, you banged, okay?
Salmon, thank you, Bourbon Daddy, for your sub. I don't see you anymore. I don't see you around. Oh, fuck. Nope. Being a dirty lawyer. And most people can't RP lawyers. It's good to see some that can. I am a bitchin' vampire. I do vampire things. One of the first things I did when I joined RP First was be a lawyer. Just because my EMS shit hadn't gone through. A lot of you buggers in there. Ah, fuck you. Pretty sure I just punched that one dead. Right. Hi. Well, this is wasted. actually need blood. Good night.
It's locked.
No shit. I've been bitten by anything I really am not down to be. Fair enough. Hello? Fuck you in particular, because you do things. Ow! I can't even see. Okay. That's done and over with. I only came here because it said someone's body was in the morgue, and here I am. What was that? What else can you make me? Didn't I kill you guys already? I feel like if I kill folks, they should probably stay dead. Excuse me. Ooh, headache. I can help that. I can do something for that. Just gotta find them. That was a big ass waste of my time. Didn't even have anything I needed.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Please show me what you have to sell. Of course.
Nothing I want.
We'll take care of it from here.
Pippin, hello. Alright, take it easy. Go to Mortimer Goswick's place. I do still need to do that. I also need to reach pharmacy. Got a lot of tasks that I have yet to do. I was down on the docks. There he is. Good old Oswald.
Hello again, Mr. Thatcher.
Yes, this neighborhood may stick.
Do you need...
Don't get...
I'm certain. Mr. Thatcher.
No.
I understand.
No.
Why were you locked in that?
I went by the canal.
Why did
Newton want...
Tell...
That's what the bloody doc...
Oswald, why did you not go to the Pembroke Hospital to seek medical help?
I don't trust doctors. All they care about was their careers and processes. I won't be locked in any room again by anyone.
Your fear of being trapped is not going to go away by itself.
I've seen enough
Do you want...
No!
An
Well, doctor...
When I rescued you, you were...
Jeez, you're good, Doc.
Go on, please.
Newton and I were trapped in a circulation tunnel after an artillery attack. We were buried alive for several days without ever knowing if we'd be found.
Oswald, tell me about what happened when you were buried in that tunnel with Newton.
It was more than dark. It was black as pitch. Hours seemed like days, and days like months. The terror, the shameful thoughts. Lord have mercy.
What you endured was terrifying. It would have completely destroyed weaker men.
It did not destroy Newton.
Shameful thoughts. Tell me about them.
At some point, I don't remember which day, but when I thought we'd never be rescued, that this would be our end, I thought about...
Say it, Mr. Thatcher. If you ever want to heal, you have to say it.
I thought about what I could do to survive, just for a few more days. I thought about killing Newton. Killing and eating him. The man I fucking love.
Tell me about your true feelings for Newton.
I love him. I'm not ashamed to say it. He's the best thing that ever happened to me. I can't imagine life without him.
Why should you be ashamed?
I'm not, I said. But Newton sees it differently.
I admire your honesty. It takes courage to stand up to society. The world needs people like you to create change.
Courage is what we needed in the trenches, looking death in the face every day. I speak plain. I speak my mind.
Have you always been this straightforward?
All I know is, before you saved me by the sewer, my only regret was I wouldn't be able to hold or kiss Newton again. I love him, that's all.
Goodbye, Mr. Thatcher. Hello again, Mr. Blight. I'm happy to see Mr. Thatcher is safe.
I'm eternally grateful, Doctor.
Why do you...
It's complicated.
Can you...
Rats.
What can...
Well, what?
Did you...
No. Yeah.
You are always...
I'm not giving up on bringing Oswald back to the hospital.
Perhaps he needs to reach that...
Could you speak to him?
What caused your phobia of rats, Newton?
It happened last year following an artillery attack. I was trapped for 2 days in a hole under 2 dead soldiers. And there were rats.
Go on.
They started eating me as soon as I dozed. Gnawing at my ears, my fingers, lips. I couldn't move. Couldn't call for help.
I see.
No, you don't. You have no idea what it is to wake up buried under bodies. Fucking vermin eating your flesh. Oswald. He found me and saved me.
You and Oswald were buried alive during the war. Tell me about it.
Yeah. It was last summer. A shell hit our trench and we were buried for a week.
Oswald seemed far more traumatized than you by the event.
It wasn't the first time it happened to me. And surviving it again gave me strength. You believe that?
How did you survive for a week?
Luckily for us, there were rations and water in the tunnel. It was an outpost, see? Since then, Oswald's not keen on being inside for too long.
How do you feel about Oswald, Thatcher? You are more than friends, aren't you?
I love him. I love Oswald. We knew we wouldn't survive the war without each other. But I am terrified, Doctor.
What frightens you so much?
What if people find out? Oswald says I'm ashamed, but it ain't that. It's more, well, you know, I never thought I'd love a man.
Enjoy your love. And enjoy life as long as you can, Mr. Blight. Don't let anyone tell you who you should love or how you should love them.
I appreciate your kind words, sir. But it ain't that easy. It's all so new to me.
Goodbye, Mr. Blight. Good evening.
Evening.
Newton is conflicted about his feelings towards you. Would you like to talk about it, Oswald?
It makes me sad and angry. It feels like the beautiful thing we have is somehow tainted. It hurts to see him so lost.
His love for you is genuine. I'm certain he wasn't lying to me when he expressed his feelings for you.
Newton still has to accept it, knowing he'll be seen as a queer, a fairy, less than a man in those simple-minded bigots' eyes. Though he's more of a man than they'll ever be, so fuck 'em all.
Goodbye, Mr.
What's up? You guys just hanging out? Are you even...
Get their weapons ready!
I was about to
We
say.
found one! Stupid beast! Watch out for them two! Fight for this! I'll kill it!
Not good. Lacrima papaverus, medical opium, sodium, hypochlorite, potassium.
Opium is one of the main ingredients of Strickland's medication. Never a good move.
Damn it, Strickland. This is my hospital district. Could you dick off? This is...
We do the Lord's work here.
Goswick's flat. Oh, I'm supposed to go here anyway. Good game, everyone.
It's locked, all right.
Dear Mother, when you find this letter, I'll be gone. I want you to know I don't leave because of you. I leave as well because of the crushing weight that exists put upon me. These times are too much for me. Sometimes I feel the Baudelaire's verses have been written as an echo from my own heart. When the low, heavy sky weighs like a lid upon the spirit aching for the light, and all the wide horizon's line is hid by a black day sadder than any night. It's as beautiful as it is painful, Mother. I can't suffer it anymore. I don't want you to try and convince me. It would only delay the inevitable, for I would do it again if any chance you managed to save me once. Farewell, your son Mortimer.
In this letter, Mortimer Goswick does nothing to hide his desire to die. I could give it to his mother, but doing so would betray his trust.
I'm not trying to betray his trust, and I don't like his mother, so good game, everyone. Takes 20 to mesmerize Lady Ashbury.
Ghost on every street corner.
Good evening.
Daily routine.
I'll leave.
I'm quite busy right now.
What do you think of Dr. Tippett's opinion of your promotion, Waverley?
Tippett is a good practitioner. Maybe just a little too attached to his prestigious position at the Pembroke Hospital.
Really? That's exactly his diagnosis of you. A little too eager to get promoted? A little bit too proud?
He has the right to think so. But I deserve this promotion. And I don't consider it anything but well earned.
Thank you for your time.
How can we be sure?
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
Tell me, Thoreau, what's the real cause of your dislike for Dr. Ackroyd?
He refuses to admit that your blood transfusion technique is the only way to save Mr. Fiddick. I'm convinced we must use it.
What Dr. Ackroyd really said is that you lack the skill to perform this operation efficiently. Is there anything you have to say about this?
It's a false conceit. Dr. Ackroyd secretly envies your reputation. His jealousy blinds him. I'm not the real target here.
I located the shop, but it was vandalized, and the owner is missing. All I found was your order.
I was afraid of such bad news. People are so desperate they're ready to burgle a shop for drugs.
That's quite a list you ordered. Opium, sodium hypochlorite. It can't be just headaches you're trying to cure.
This dreadful influenza, of course. I already ran some tests on hopeless cases. Without success, I must admit.
Do you realize you could create a lethal poison without the correct dosage? Then there are the legal ramifications.
Is this not true of any medical substance, Dr. Reed?
As long as you promise to be scrupulous with your experiments.
That's all I'm asking.
I want to know about these secret tests you run, and if they can save people from this epidemic. Speak to me now, Thoreau.
I know I may sound presumptuous, but I'm just following your steps, Dr. Reed. I'm casting away the shadows of ignorance by daring to face them.
Self-confidence is essential in our line of work, my young colleague, but only if tempered with the correct amount of cynicism.
But you never doubt yourself, Dr. Reed. I've read all your articles and books. You performed the most daring research during the war.
Don't you think we have enough work already? Perhaps now is not the best time to be chasing shadows.
Chasing shadows, really? It's funny those words coming from the only doctor here who has spent more time outside this hospital than in.
Goodbye, I can't let Strickland put his patients at risk with opium. Perhaps an adjusted formula will deliver more of a placebo effect. It's locked, all right.
Well, she was being watched, so she's not entirely crazy. Just run-of-the-mill crazy. Made it.
shall prevail. Violence breeds more violence.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor.
Tell me, Thelma, what do you really know about vampires?
I saw one and he saw me. I watched him hunt and kill. I saw his terrible wounds heal as his victim died. And then I knew I was saved.
You mean you actually saw a vampire? Here in London?
Yes. And it has been the answer to my pain. I must drink and kill to regenerate my decaying body. I am a vampire too.
No. You are
But what am I feeling?
I have made inquiries about the men who were tracking you, Miss Howcroft.
I did not expect a mortal to have this sort of courage. Speak, Doctor. Why are they hunting me down?
It was a misunderstanding. These hunters were in fact looking for a very different creature, but they mistakenly put their sights on you.
I knew it. I have become undone. Those...
If you'll accept some advice from a petty mortal, I think you should assume a low profile and just...
You are right.
Thank you. I'll leave you.
I wonder how the Goswicks came here in the first place.
We are the Guardians, John. God protect us. You've got a leech in the hospital.
Yes, my hospital. My mission is to heal while you go about warring.
You've set the table for a snake. I wonder why there's venom in your food.
I'm growing tired of your song. You're a woodsman, McCallum, not a doctor. Return to your hunt.
Remember, I've a good nose for machinations. I can flare the scent at a mile. You can't hide from the god.
Leave him, Jonathan. This is sacred ground. Neutral territory. And I just had the carpet cleaned. By the sacred stole, this is very bad news. Bad news indeed.
What happened?
The hospital has been attacked. We have injured patients, at least one dead and several missing. This has spiraled out of control. Even the most infirm are asking to be allowed to return home.
We cannot have the people lose faith in this institution. This hospital is their only hope.
Of course, you're right. But we cannot afford a public scandal. It would ruin us. We must restore order, and quickly.
You mentioned a dead patient. Who is he?
She, Jonathan. She was Miss Harriet Jones. I found her room like a slaughterhouse. Blood everywhere. The duty nurse is taking care of the mess.
Very well. I'll help you.
Jonathan, please. I can't rely on anyone else. And this concerns you as it involves vampires. Someone has taken advantage of our more liberal tendencies here.
In what way?
Jonathan, I may turn my head when you or her ladyship indulge, but I will not allow this place to become a nest for street feeders.
Please then, tell me.
Sean Hampton, The man we thought we'd saved at the docks. It seems he was infected after all.
So Hampton became more beast than man.
Exactly. And now Guard of Prewen suspects the hospital of vampire activity. Do you realize what that could mean for us?
Well, they are not far wrong. The hospital is almost crawling with vampires.
McCullum is a fanatic. The Guard will stop at nothing. You don't know what they're capable of, Jonathan.
Very well. Since I brought Mr. Hampton here, I will put an end to this.
That is where we are going to stop for part 2. We will definitely be back with part 3. I will either put part 3 in immediately after